Hello and welcome to Read It in Yad, where I talk about what it's really like living in Jamaica so that you can know what to expect and how to thrive if you're planning to make the move here. And today we are getting into how to pack for Jamaica. So in my last video, I got into my tips on like how I decide between what I put in a suitcase versus what I put in a barrel. So if you haven't watched that, the link for that will be in the description. But today we are getting into how I pack my suitcases versus how I pack my carry-ons and personal items. And I really hope that this information is going to help you. And by the way, I put together a quick free checklist on the information that I'm sharing in this video, a checklist, document, whatever. It's a summary of what I'm sharing in this video. So if that's something that you'd like, the links for that will be in the description and in the pinned comment. Okay, so first, I guess I'd like to start with how many suitcases or barrels do you think you'll need to bring to Jamaica? I mean, it's going to be up to you, okay? It's going to be up to what your specific needs are, but when we came here, at least the first trip, my husband and I, when we came here, at least the first trip, we carried like 6 suitcases. I mean, this is like under the plane luggage suitcases, not carry-ons or personal items. This is just that. So 6 large suitcases, and then I think 2 of those 55-gallon barrels, and then we had our carry-on, 1 carry-on each, and then 1 personal item each. We also brought the barrels, so when we shipped the barrels, we had gotten the ones that are food grade, food safe, I guess, just in case like we needed to put water in there, because we're thinking in advance about the outages and all that. So just in case we need to put water in there, we wanted to be able to do so safely. And you know what's really funny? What's really funny is we got rid of quite a bit of stuff. Like we got rid of quite a bit of stuff, and we still brought that much. Like, knowing what I know now, I wouldn't do that. But I'm just telling you what we brought. Now you may not have to do this much, okay? Remember, there's the 2 of us. So, well, I guess for me that would be 3 suitcases and then the carry-on, but that's still a lot. That's still a lot. You may not have to do that. I really think that less is more when it comes to moving. It certainly makes things simpler. At least I'll say, like when you're moving to a new place, it's like, it's easy to be a new person in a new place. And as that new person, you can surround yourself with the things and the items that truly make you happy, or like make you feel good, or surround yourself with the items that make you feel like who you want to be. One time I watched this YouTube video. I can't remember the YouTuber, I'm so sorry. But it was about downsizing, because I'm like, I felt like I was kind of struggling to downsize to come here. So I went and looked for a video. But the video was about downsizing and just getting rid of stuff. And this lady essentially said that if she looks at an item and she doesn't think, "Heck yeah, I love this," then she just gets rid of it. Because she's like, what we really should be doing is surrounding ourselves with things that make us feel good. And I found that really helpful, so I thought it would be a helpful tidbit to share with you. I also do want to say that when you get rid of things, keep in mind that when you're getting rid of things, you are making space to allow more of the things you want to enter your life. Because you can't really receive something if your hand's already full, right? Like, if your life is already full, then whatever you want to add to it, even if it can fit, it probably won't even really be that noticeable or like be where it should, because there's just like so many other things cluttering up your life, right? So when you get rid of stuff, you're actually making space. Maybe don't really think of it as like getting rid of. Think of it as I'm making space to receive, right? You're making space to receive more of the things you want, or to have more of the things you want and more of the things that you love. So I hope that's a really helpful tidbit of information. It really helped me when I was thinking about packing and stuff and downsizing. So I hope that it really helps you. And by the way, if you're planning to make a move here soon-ish and you want help from me, I do want to let you know that I am offering one-on-one support now. I'm doing, I don't want to just start with the one-on-one support. What I want to do is I want to do like a free call with you, a free 15-minute call with you. I call it a Jamaica readiness call, but it's just a quick chat to kind of find out what your goals are and what type of support that you might need. So if you are interested in that, the link will be in the description and in the pinned comment. Okay, but back to the video. Now I want to get into exactly what I put in my suitcases, particularly what I decide to put in my carry-on or in my personal item luggage. So let's start with the personal item. For the personal item, which are bags that go under the seat in front of you, I use those under seat luggage pieces. It's like I don't know, it kind of looks like a big thick laptop bag. I'll put a picture. I'll put a couple of pictures of examples of them. But I will say, I mean, these are generally standard sized, but I just want you to keep in mind, even though these baggages are standard size, what some airlines have now done is they have intentionally made certain spaces on their planes smaller, like under the seat and in the overhead carry bin. They have intentionally done this so that they can kind of trick people, because they know what the standard sizes are. But they are trying to trick people and force people into putting their bags under the plane, because clearly their bags will no longer fit. Or they use like those stupid sizers. I hate those. Those should be illegal. I hate those sizers. It is not reflective of the space that is actually under the seat and actually in the overhead carry-on space. But I'm just letting you know this because these airlines are getting sneaky. Like some airlines, like United, for example, is one of those airlines, United Airlines. I was planning to fly with them. They seemed pretty good. They seemed pretty fair in what they were offering. I was planning to fly with them, but then when I looked at I think something just said, look at the measurements. And when I went to look at the measurements for their bags, a typical carry-on bag with the wheels attached is going to be, I think, like 22 inches, just 22 inches tall. United had theirs at 20. And I just kept reading complaints online of people saying, United knows what the standard size is. All the carry-ons, pretty much almost all of them, are going to be that size. They have intentionally said, nope, it needs to be 20 inches, including the wheels. And then when they go to the gate agents make them pay in order to put their bags underneath the plane. And I was like, nope, I'm not doing that. That's nasty, sneaky behavior. So I'm just making you aware of that, by the way. Just keep an eye out, okay? I don't know, bring a measuring tape with you. Measure your stuff. Measure your personal item. Measure your carry-on. Ensure that it actually fits. Even if you have flown before and you know that your stuff fits, the airlines on their websites will make certain updates and say, oh, they want carry-on and personal item to be a particular size that is much smaller than what is underneath. The whole point is I don't want you to end up in a situation where you are upset because even though your stuff can fit on the plane comfortably, they are going to tell you, no, it can't, because that's not what it says on the website. So just measure up your stuff. Measure up your stuff is all I'm saying. Okay, now getting to what I actually do. I'm sorry, I went on a rant. Getting to what I actually do. What I tend to do is I tend to put the most important things, these are the things that I absolutely need once I land. I put those in my personal luggage. Or it's either that or it's going to be the items in my personal luggage, and or if I can fit both, I'll fit both. So the items that I absolutely need once I land, but then also the items that I'm going to need on the plane, right? So these are things in terms of the things that I need. Well, I'm just going to list them together. So these are things that are like, I don't know, underwear, undergarments, clothes that I'm going to immediately wear, preferably 3 to 7 days worth of clothes. Important devices such as laptops, phones, toothbrushes. I say device, toothbrush, because I have an electric toothbrush. It's not really a device, whatever. But you know, toothbrushes, I'll bring device chargers. I'll bring those little portable chargers. And when I say device chargers, like the wall plug-in, the actual chargers. The little portable chargers, headphones. I'm definitely bringing headphones, so I'm going to want that on the plane. Well, I think I just wear that on my head, like around my neck, instead of putting it in, but I might do that. Any medications that I may immediately need, masks, hand sanitizer, because a lot of people be coming on these planes sick still, even after COVID, after the pandemic. Why? You think we would have learned? But I bring my mask and I'm bringing hand sanitizers because I'm not trying to get sick, because I will get sick. I'm not trying to get sick. I'm doing it to protect myself. Okay. And in terms of the clothes, instead of just shoving them in the luggage, I talked about this a little bit in the previous video, but what I will do is, well, not this point, but anyway, what I will do is I will use the clothes and like wrap up or pad up the things for protection. Some people like use papers and stuff. I'm like, hey, I got clothes and I got clothes I want to bring. So I use that to like pad up other things for protection. For example, like the laptops, or like I will roll them and fold them really tight and stick them wherever I can in between places. Just kind of, you know, put them real tight and put them there. Like I remember for my underwear, I had like rolled it and folded it. And then like I could kind of I don't know, there was like a little tiny little gap on like the sides. I could just like shove it in there, so that's what I did. Yeah, or like, you know, when you have, if you have one of the personal luggage items that I showed you, the back is not going to be completely flat. It's usually not going to be completely flat because the handle is going to stick out of the back like this, so it's going to be kind of like bumpy. So what I'll do is I'll use my clothes to make the back flat, so then I can put additional things on top. Or sometimes what I do, I think this is what I regularly do now, is I will get vacuum seal bags and I put the vacuum seal bag, this is the first thing I put in there, I put it in the personal item luggage, and then I put all my clothes in there that I want to have in there, and I close it, and then I vacuum it to seal it, and as I vacuum it and seal it, I am stepping on it to kind of mold it into the shape of the bag, and then once all the air's out, then I put everything else on top. And it is surprising, after you vacuum seal, it is surprising how much smaller clothes can get sometimes. So, all right, I think that's it. I think those are all the tips I have today. I hope that you found this video helpful or informative or at least entertaining. If you did, do hit that like button to let me know, and do leave a comment as well to let me know, because I like to know I'm not talking to myself and that people actually find the things I say helpful. So I would very greatly appreciate some form of interaction, preferably a comment, but some form of interaction. But I also want to hear from you. Did you find this helpful? I don't know, do you have any tips about how you pack? Like, see how I shared my tips? Do you have any other tips about like how you pack your stuff in particular that maybe you think would be helpful to other people or helpful to me? If so, leave it in the comments. Leave it in the comments and, you know, share it with everybody. Let everybody know. So go ahead and share if you'd like. And if you are planning to move here, please don't leave without grabbing your freebies. Not just the freebie I talked about in the beginning of the video, but I also have other freebies to help you make your move here smoother. I also have a calendar, a Jamaica calendar. It's also free. It has the events. It has the events, the holidays, and the typical seasons in Jamaica, and that should help you. I would think it would be helpful in helping you decide when to come here. And if you want even more support, I'm very excited to share the ways that I can help you make your transition here even smoother. So the first thing is I'm actually offering one-on-one support now. So if you feel like you need some hands-on guidance and you want it from me, I'm officially offering that now. So you can either send me voice notes. We can, you know, voice note back and forth. I can answer, you can ask questions, I answer your questions. Voice notes, meaning voice notes on WhatsApp. Or if you want to have like a video call, we can chat for like an hour. And kind of go through your situation. So those are the two services I'm kind of offering. It's actually 4, it's like branched out, but the whole point is it's one-on-one support, so you can kind of choose the level that you need. But before you actually do that, if you're interested in that, I would prefer to have a call with you first, like a quick call, a free call. It's like 15 minutes, just so I can kind of see where your head's at, what your goals are, and the type of support that you actually might need. So, you know, if you would like to have a free call, you can book the full thing if you want, but I would suggest us having a call first to see, like, I don't know, maybe you're going to ask a question. I'm going to be like, I'm sorry, I can't help you, but so-and-so can. Or maybe, you know, you're going to ask a question or say you're thinking about this and that, and then I will be like, oh yeah, I know I can help you with that. You know, and then we kind of go through the kind of support that you may need, voice notes versus a video call. Okay, so if you're interested in that, the link will be in the description and in the pinned comment. Then there is, like, if you don't feel you want that one-on-one support right now, you're like, no, I don't need that right now. I do have a Moving to Jamaica starter guide. At this point of me filming, it is still in early access, but it is parts 1 and 2. Okay, you're getting a lot of information. You're getting it is jam-packed with information. Quite honestly, I'm like, wow, parts 1 and 2 is this much. This is going to be a long guide, but it gives you information about like what to prepare in advance, what to do once you land, the apps to download, getting phone service, getting utilities set up, transportation, banking, etc. Like there's a lot that is covered in there. So it is $10 right now for the early access price. That price will go up once the guide is complete. So do get it for the early access price if you're interested in it. And the last thing I want to mention is my clarity workbook called the Life You Want workbook. So this is if you're questioning whether Jamaica is really right for you or aligned with your vision for your life, or maybe you don't even know what you want. You're thinking about Jamaica, you're like, I love Jamaica, and you know, I'd love to be there, but you're not really sure. I think this workbook can help you. This workbook is literally based on what I do to figure out what I want out of life, which is what led me to Jamaica. So yeah, you can get that. It's cheap. It's like $5. People have gotten it already. They have told me they found it quite helpful. So yeah, if you would like help with if you'd like any of these things interested you, the links will be in the description and in the pinned comment. In the meantime, I really appreciate you being here. If you like this video, do subscribe so that you don't miss what's coming next, and I'll see you in the next one.